Hello, my name is Sierin. I'm a professor of bioengineering at the School of Chemical and Biomedical Engineering.
Hi, I'm Lwin. I'm a professor of communication at the Wee Kim Wee School of Communication and Information, and we're both from the Nanyang Technological University, Singapore.
I remember I was in Jakarta when the wall fell and received the news from a friend of mine who was living in Germany. And it was very interesting to hear how a personal account of the people who actually lived in that area.
I remember seeing the news on TV at that time too. And in 2018, I had the opportunity to visit Berlin and to see the sights for myself. Seeing the sights was both surreal and very special for me. I think I've always liked studying about people, and so social sciences came very easily to me, and I love being in the School of Communication. It's a very cool and interesting field.
I was very curious as a child, and I think nature is something that fascinates me. That drive and the like of science really is the main driving force for me going into science.
Many people underestimate what our noses can do. In fact, the nose is the sense that determines the type of taste experiences that we have. So when you think about smelling, a wonderful cup of coffee in the morning, or the aroma of freshly baked bread, right? That's really because of the sense of smell.
However, COVID-19 has built an invisible wall amongst us. The wall exists between human and human and environment. Research has shown that people who are suffering from COVID-19 has suffered from loss of smell. And the loss of smell is equivalent to the loss of perception. But we don't really know to what extent these patients will actually suffer from the loss of smell. So this research, we try to quantify how much this loss of smell will affect their life using very simple food ingredient of Asia.
Yeah, and in particular, we want to use culturally relevant ways to measure smell loss, because smell is so intertwined with one's culture and one's own experiences that we want to make sure that the tools that we build are really suitable for particular cultures here in Asia.
We are focusing on the cultural aspect of the quantification. While a lot of studies have been initiated elsewhere, those that actually focus on the Asian population is very scarce. This is why we are trying to break through the cultural barrier to make the quantification relevant to the places where the people live.
Yes, I think this is very important because a lot of the research has been grounded in the West. So for instance, when we try to find out the smell of happiness or what makes people happy, we found that in the West, the Westerners gave experiences like the smell of roast turkey, freshly baked cookies, and even the pine trees that made them happy. And in the East, the Chinese Singaporeans were sharing that it's the smell of the ang paos and the freshly minted notes that were making them happy.
By understanding the cultural differences in the perception of smell, we, particularly in the relation to COVID-19, we can build a toolkit for self-monitoring systems that are relevant to the Asian population.
That's right. We can even envision a toolkit that's going to be able to capture the indigenous scents around us, scents like pandan leaves, coconut, and even curry that could be more easily used in the hospitals and the communities around us.
Which ingredients to test, how we actually quantify the perception of smell.
How we find, participants or people who have lost the sense of smell, because there are many people in the community who don't even know that they have lost the sense of smell.